Forget the fast food drive-thrus. What if a sandwich held the key to an entire era of American history? Today, we're unlocking an archive of forgotten flavors. These aren't just meals, they are edible artifacts. Stories of survival during the Depression, of ingenuity during wartime rationing, and the unexpected comforts of the post-war boom. We're breaking into 25 sandwiches that time has left behind. Prepare to taste the untold history of America, one vintage bite at a time. Welcome to the Culinary Time Capsule. Fried Spam Sandwich. More than mere canned meat, Spam is a culinary monument to an era. Introduced in 1937, it became synonymous with the wartime period due to its longevity and low cost. Soldiers consumed it on the front lines and brought it back into civilian life after demobilization. A fried slice of Spam, served with mustard or mayonnaise on toasted bread, is not a delicacy, but a symbol of resilience and survival in hard times. In Hawaii, it even found a second life, becoming the base for dishes like Spam musubi. This is the meat that won the war, from a harsh ration to a comforting family breakfast. Mock chicken sandwich. During the Great Depression, meat was an unreachable luxury. American ingenuity gave birth to the mock chicken sandwich. This was a clever mix of chopped tomatoes, beaten eggs, grated cheese, onions, and herbs, designed to imitate the texture and flavor of chicken salad. This sandwich was more than just a meal. It was an act of creativity in the face of poverty. Children often believed in this chicken, only learning the truth years later. Recipes passed down on yellowed index cards became a badge of honor for the frugal homemakers who knew how to create a nourishing dish from absolutely nothing. Sloppy Joe. The origins of the Sloppy Joe were contested from Havana to Sioux City, Iowa. But one thing is certain, this saucy, messy mixture of ground beef, onions, tomato sauce, and spices became an instant classic in the 1930s. Its low cost and simple preparation made it a lifesaver during economically difficult times. It was a favorite among children, who often demanded it for school lunches. By the 1950s, pre-packaged canned mixes, such as Man-Wich, solidified the Sloppy Joe as an integral part of mass culture, often taking a place of honor on the family dinner table on Tuesdays.
Mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwich. If Spam represented wartime survival, the mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwich was the signature dish of the Great Depression. It was created out of sheer necessity, when families needed protein and fat but couldn't afford jelly or jam. The creamy, slightly savory mayonnaise was a low-cost substitute for sweetness. This simple, two-ingredient spread was a crucial source of calories and comfort during the leanest years of the 1930s. Often packed in lunch pails, it was a silent symbol of frugality and perseverance, embodying the resilience of a generation that learned to make do with what little they had.
Marmite and cheese sandwich. Hailing from Great Britain, this sandwich also found popularity in America, especially among those who appreciated its powerful umami flavor. Marmite, a yeast extract with an incredibly sharp, salty taste, is famously divisive. Love it or hate it. Paired with mild, creamy cheese on whole-grain bread, it was a frequent guest in British lunchboxes and a favorite tea-time treat. Rich in B vitamins, it was particularly valued during wartime rationing. It stands as a symbol of post-war austerity and home comfort.
Chicken liver sandwich. In the 1950s, this was a rather frequent guest at the family table. Chicken liver marinated in garlic and lemon juice was cooked, thinly sliced, and layered onto toast with mayonnaise, lettuce, and tomato. Rich and filling, it was often served on Sundays. During the post-war boom, organ meats like liver were valued for their affordability and high nutritional content, especially iron. Mothers often gave it to their children to build up the blood, reflecting the era's strong emphasis on health and vitality.
Monte Cristo sandwich. A rich, dessert-like indulgence and the American adaptation of the French croque monsieur. Ham and cheese, wrapped in bread, were dipped in egg batter and fried until golden. Served dusted with powdered sugar and jam, it offers a perfect balance of salty and sweet. It gained fame in the mid-20th century, notably thanks to the Blue Bayou restaurant menu at Disneyland. The Monte Cristo is the epitome of 1960s indulgence, as American diners sought culinary theatricality and bold, unusual flavors.
Sardine and egg sandwich. This sandwich was a staple of the diet in the early 20th century, particularly during meat shortages. Canned sardines were mashed together with hard-boiled eggs and spread onto bread. It was a lifeline of nutrition during tough times, providing much-needed protein. During World War I and the Great Depression, canned fish was one of the cheapest sources of protein available. The addition of egg made it more palatable for children and allowed families to stretch their precious reserves.
Deviled ham sandwich. Deviled ham is a spicy ground ham paste that gained popularity back in the late 19th century. The William Underwood Company began producing it in 1868. Mixed with mayonnaise, mustard, and spices, it served as the basis for a quick and flavorful sandwich. Its long shelf life made it ideal in the era before widespread refrigeration. With its iconic devil logo, it was part of military rations and later became essential in working-class lunchboxes and during post-war American picnics. Potted meat sandwich. Before the invention of refrigeration technology, potted meat was a method of preserving cooked meat by sealing it in a layer of fat. Served on buttered bread, it was a filling and convenient snack. Popular in the early 20th century, it is a testament to the ingenuity of earlier generations regarding food security. Recipes were often passed down in rural communities where refrigerators were rare. For miners, railroad workers, and field laborers, this was a dependable meal, capable of withstanding long hours without spoiling. Banana and mayonnaise sandwich. Although it sounds bizarre today, this sandwich was genuinely beloved in Southern cuisines of the 1950s and 60s. The creamy, tangy mayonnaise surprisingly paired well with soft, sweet banana slices on white bread. It was cheap, simple, and strangely satisfying. It was a favorite of both children and adults during lean times. Some even added peanut butter or bacon, anticipating the flavor experiments of the Elvis era. This was a simple, nostalgic comfort with a distinct Southern character.
Creamed corn sandwich. If you were served this sandwich in the 1940s or 50s, you were either delighted or bewildered. Born out of the need for quick, vegetarian dishes using inexpensive pantry staples, creamed corn mixed with melted cheese or herbs was spread onto buttered bread and often grilled. This was a simple way to turn a can of corn into a complete meal, especially under the rationing of World War II. Parents valued its filling quality, and children loved its sweet, gooey taste.
Cucumber sandwich. Elegant and restrained, this sandwich is unique on our list for not relying on bold flavors or nostalgia. Its essence lies in delicate simplicity. It originated in Victorian England as part of afternoon tea and was later adopted by American tea rooms and women's clubs. thinly sliced cucumbers with butter or cream cheese between slices of crustless white bread. It symbolized refinement, social grace, and was perfect for entertaining guests as it was neat and created no mess.
Tongue sandwich. It may seem unusual today, but in traditional Jewish delicatessens and old European homes, beef tongue was a prestigious cut of meat. It was slow-cooked until tender, thinly sliced, and layered onto rye bread, often with sharp mustard. In New York, it was once as common as pastrami. Rich in flavor, it was considered nutritious and a delicacy. Although shifting preferences have removed it from most menus, it remains a cultural pillar in traditional culinary establishments.
Cheese Dream Sandwich. This open-faced cousin of the grilled cheese found its fame during the Great Depression. The cheese dream started as a slice of bread with American cheese, baked under a broiler until bubbly and golden. Sometimes it was garnished with tomato or paprika. Children adored its gooey texture, and parents loved its simplicity and low cost. It often appeared in government brochures as an example of a nutritious meal for low-income families. Its charm lies in its budgetary simplicity and homemade warmth. Scrapple Sandwich. Few foods speak to American ingenuity like scrapple, originating from the Pennsylvania Dutch country. Brought by German immigrants, it's made from pork scraps and cornmeal, a truly American grain. It was formed into a loaf, sliced, and fried until crisp. Served with mustard or maple syrup, it became a weekend breakfast staple in the Mid-Atlantic region. It reflects the pioneer mentality: waste nothing, season everything. Chicken and Cranberry Sandwich. Proof that Thanksgiving flavors aren't just for November. This sandwich gained popularity in the late 20th century, turning leftover roasted chicken into a refined lunch. A layer of tangy cranberry sauce and often brie cheese on artisanal bread. It offered a festive yet practical twist. This sandwich is a creative symbol of how American families learned to transform the abundance of the holiday table into delicious everyday meals.
Spam and Pineapple Sandwich. Born in the golden age of Spam and influenced by Hawaiian cuisine, this sandwich combined fried Spam with juicy pineapple rings, sometimes with melted cheese. It was sweet, salty, and incredibly bold for the mid-century. It reflected the post-war fascination with tropical flavors and canned goods. This eccentric sandwich became a symbolic celebration of Hawaii's statehood in 1959.
Anchovy Paste Sandwich. Popularized in Ian Fleming's James Bond stories, this sandwich, especially with gentleman's relish, was once considered refined and prestigious. The paste, made from anchovies, butter, and spices, spread on toast, was incredibly salty and piquant. In the 1950s and 60s, it was a frequent guest at cocktail parties and men's clubs. It's a salty connection to vintage sophistication that has largely vanished today.
Peanut butter and bacon sandwich. The ultimate salty, savory combination, this sandwich gained popularity in the 1950s and 60s as a snack for growing boys with huge appetites. It was packed with protein and flavors that felt like both breakfast and dessert. Elvis Presley made this combination iconic. Before energy bars, this was the ultimate source of fuel and fat for athletes and those needing maximum power.
Pimento Cheese Sandwich. A Southern icon with deep roots.
Pimento cheese, a spread of grated cheddar, mayonnaise, and chopped pimento peppers, originally started as a delicacy in the North, but quickly became a Southern staple. Served on white bread, it was synonymous with picnics, church gatherings, and warm Southern hospitality. Known as the caviar of the South, it holds a special place in the hearts of residents from Georgia to Kentucky to this day.
Mock ham salad sandwich, another innovation from the Depression era. This budget-friendly imitation of ham salad used ground bologna or leftover luncheon meats, mixed with mayonnaise, mustard, and relish. It helped families stretch food during lean months and feed large gatherings. Despite the mock label, its savory flavor was often a huge hit. This sandwich is a quiet hero of the 1940s lunch table, a living testament to family recipes born out of thrift.
Victory sandwich, a culinary tribute to the optimism and resourcefulness following World War II. Created from whatever was on hand, day-old bread, leftover meat, or vegetables from a victory garden. It celebrated the end of shortages while maintaining thrift. Patriotic cookbooks promoted it as part of a morale-boosting diet. Despite its humble nature, the victory sandwich was a powerful symbol of resilience and community spirit.
Olive loaf sandwich. If you were a kid in the mid-20th century, you probably saw this slice in your lunchbox. This lunch meat combined pork and beef with green olives, creating a salty, savory flavor that stood out among cold cuts. Popular in the 1950s and 60s, it was one of the first processed meats actively marketed to homemakers for its variety of flavor and low price. The sight alone, a mosaic of pink meat and green olives, was as memorable as the taste.
Fish stick sandwich. The invention of fish sticks in the 1950s revolutionized convenience food. Golden, breaded, and ready to freeze, they became part of the TV dinner boom. Served between slices of bread with ketchup or tartar sauce, they were a cafeteria favorite. It was quick, easy, and mild enough for picky eaters. Many baby boomers remember them as a Friday night dinner, particularly in Catholic households. This sandwich embodies the moment when convenience met comfort.
These aren't just sandwiches, they are time capsules. Each one tells a story of American life, of war and peace, scarcity and plenty. From immigrant ingenuity to wartime thrift, these humble meals reflect our resilience and spirit. They are the silent historians of the American table, proof that even in the simplest bite, we taste our enduring history.